I'm Bob Merlin. I'm a collaborative family attorney. I help my clients to resolve their issues in divorces, paternity matters, and enter into prenuptial agreements in a peaceful, private, and respectful way. You may have heard of the collaborative process and you may not know what it is. So let me explain to you what the process involves. Each side must have their own attorney. Although there isn't a legal requirement, the vast majority of attorneys are specially trained in the process. And in fact, in Florida, there's a pretty good chance that I trained them. We use, in most situations, a neutral facilitator that will help everybody stay on task in the collaborative process, but that person typically has a mental health background and will be the person in the process to help the couple deal with parenting issues, or if there are issues with their relationship, maybe there is hurt, anger, whatever the emotions are, to make sure that they can properly participate in the process. When appropriate, we use a neutral financial professional, typically a forensic accountant or a financial planner. That person will deal with the finances. That person gathers information about all of the financial issues. What assets do you have? What liabilities do you have? What is your income? What is your spouse's income? What are your basic budgetary needs? What are the budgetary needs for your spouse? That person puts them in schedules and helps with the other professionals, the clients, decide what option to use to deal with the financial issues. We meet together as a team, the professionals and the clients at the table. We demonstrate appropriate behavior. We also demonstrate and show the couple that they can resolve their differences. And even in the first meeting, when the couple agrees to something, even if it's minor, I will say, congratulations, you now have your first agreement. And it's the first step of resolving everything. One of the big problems that exists with litigation is post-judgment litigation. That's a couple coming back into court after they've been divorced, but there's a problem of some sort. And that almost never happens in the collaborative process. I've only had one matter where there was a problem with someone not doing what they were supposed to do. And I've handled a lot of collaborative matters. So it's not typical. We sign a contract that sets the rules of the process. The process is transparent, which means that information is being shared. We do not have to go to court to get information. We ask for it. And when I meet with my client, I tell my client, and I know that the other attorney says the same thing to his or her client, you cannot hide anything. It has to be disclosed. So there's no such thing as having a hidden asset, a hidden income. Everything has to be disclosed. Ethically, I can't do that. Our bar association prohibits me from participating in that. But in the collaborative process, we make it very clear that everything is transparent. The process is voluntary. It will last as long as everybody wants to continue in the process. So either spouse can leave anytime they want to, but if they do, the collaborative attorneys will not represent them in contested litigation. That means that the attorneys are very dedicated to helping the couple resolve all of their differences. We bend over backward to help them and talk to them about all of their choices. What are the consequences of a particular decision? If you're going to litigate, you may not have reasonable expectations about what is going to happen. So we help the couple make an informed decision, and the vast majority stay in the process. The meetings are typically 2 hours long. We have an agenda for each meeting. We take minutes of meetings that are approved by everybody for sort of a record, but it's a private record. And as the couple makes agreements, we type up those agreements and the couple signs them. This process is confidential, which means that while we're sharing information between all of the participants, nothing's being shared outside of the process. So there's no media that knows anything that's going on. Nothing at this point is being filed in court. a minimal number of documents are filed in court. The process is also privileged, which means that nobody can be compelled to testify in court about what someone said or did in the collaborative process. The success rate of the collaborative process is huge. In Florida, it's about 90%. There has been a survey done by the International Academy of Collaborative Professionals where the success rate in the United States was about 85%. So if you enter into the collaborative process, there is a very large likelihood that you will resolve everything. And because we work on maintaining relationships and keeping things private and doing what's best for the children, chances are pretty good that you're going to have a healthier relationship after your divorce than you would if you went and litigated. I have given of myself, and I'm not saying this bragging, this is just a fact. I decided that I would devote a lot of my time to getting the collaborative process adopted and changing systems in Florida for how families handle their divorces and other related matters. And I believe so much in what I'm doing that I actually train professionals in the collaborative process, not only in Florida, but in other states as well. I lecture about the collaborative process. I've written articles about the collaborative process that have been published nationally and in the state of Florida. I'm on the board of the International Academy of Collaborative Professionals. I am on the board of the Florida Academy of Collaborative Professionals and on the board of the local practice group in Miami, the Collaborative Family Law Institute. And because of my involvement with collaborative organizations around the world, I've learned how other people are using this process, and I've brought ideas to my local community and to our statewide organization. If this was beneficial to you, please feel free to reach out to me. Leave a comment. I'll be happy to review it and respond to you. And if you think there are other people who would benefit from this, please invite them to view this video. And I urge you to join this network because I'll be seeing you again in the future.